Hey, hey, hey. Hello, everyone. Hi, Facebook land. Hi, YouTube land. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Office Hours with Lanora. Just come on in, take a seat, everybody. Office Hours with Lanora was created by me to help individuals that are seeking information, learn about their options related to a career in real estate. Number two, for anyone that might be in a real estate class right now, I want to help you pass that class on the first attempt. And last but not least, for anyone that may have already started a career in real estate, my goal is to help you stay in the industry. Today's topic for Office Hours with Lenora, definitely want to center that around the new broker training program offered at the Realtors Real Estate School. In essence, I want all of the newly licensed and maybe somebody who's seasoned already and just want to kind of brush and learn more about their skill set. I want to help you because it's time to hustle. It's time to work hard. It's time to go out and get it. With the spring, well, it's not quite spring yet here in Chicago, but with the spring market opening up, summer market slowly approaching, I want you to be ready. So the new broker training for me, I had to think back when I started some years ago as a newly licensed individual. There was the company that I started with, we had a 2-week intensive like boot camp, for lack of better words. In that 2-week intensive course, it was Monday through Friday, full time for 2 weeks. We learned selling skills. We learned those things related to how to prospect, how to go about working through the different systems that you're going to be using in the industry. What that course, that 2-week accelerated course did not teach us was the fundamentals of being in business. Because for some of us who are starting new in a career for real estate, you did not have a clue that you would possibly be operating a small business. Some of us thought, hey, I'm just going to help some families buy a house. I'm going to make some commission money. It's something that I'm just going to do on the side, part-time, supplement my income, but it is bigger than that. So with the new broker training program over at the Realtors Real Estate School, we ask some Chicagoland realtors who are what we call industry experts, okay? So we asked them, what are some of the things that you wish you knew when you were starting out in your career as a real estate professional? We coupled their expertise with what we know at the school level as an education provider on what we see our members who are becoming successful in the industry, what they were doing. So when we coupled the expertise from the licensed real estate professionals with what we know as a school, we came up with that new broker training program. What you get with the training program, because it's designed for professionals with skills and information that we want you to know to succeed. So you're going to learn things about working with buyers, working with sellers, because maybe you're coming from an industry where you never had to do that, or you never had to do cold or warm or hot leads or sales in general. So the new broker training program will help you with that. It's also set up to help you with maybe you're hosting an open house and don't know what to do, don't know what to expect. So it's going to give you some steps on how to host a successful open house. We're going to talk about those stellar showing appointments, how to set them up, and how to go about accomplishing them. Did you happen to know that there are different types of showing appointments? Now, I've been doing this for 20 years. I really didn't even think of it like this. But the different types of showing appointments can include those for sales, where you're just representing the client who might be buying or selling a property. Those showings for rentals, where you might just be showing that property to someone where they're going to live and rent on an interim basis. There's the preview, where the licensed broker or the licensed real estate professional will go out, preview the property before their buyer to say, hey, this might be something you're interested in. There's the final walkthrough, which you do prior to you closing that deal, that transaction. The buyer has a right to go back through the property to check it, to make sure that everything is as it was, or all of those items that should be conveyed with the property, like the refrigerator or washer and dryer, light fixtures, all of that stuff still is in the property. Another type of showing is an appraisal, where you're meeting the appraiser at that property and you're walking them through that property again, showing them and pointing out those features that will help equate what that property is valued at. And then the last type of showing, believe it or not, is an inspection. Why not? I'm noticing a lot of people are foregoing inspections and saying, we don't need it. You might want to reconsider that. So take a look at the showing. How, as a real estate professional, do you host these? Do you handle these? Do you work through these? This new broker training program will help you with that. Other things that you'll learn in the new broker training program is creating a business plan. The good word tells you to write the vision and make it plain. You need to write it out. So what's your goals? What are those things that you plan to do in 60 days, in 3 months, per quarter, or semi-annually, or at the end of your year or your first year in business? Write out a structured business plan. And I recommend you do this every year. You might need to even do this monthly if your plans are changing, where you see an increase in productivity. Write that business plan out so that you know and you can gauge if you're staying on course. Part of your business plan might be, hey, I want to work with X amount of buyers per year, or X amount of sellers per year. Or a business plan might be, I want to invest in myself in terms of professional development. Do that. But when you're coupling with that business plan, make sure you're also setting up some type of marketing strategy. Because a part of the business plan should be saying, if you're trying to attract buyers or if you're trying to attract sellers, how you're going to do it. So that's the marketing plan. You'll learn more about how to create one of those in this new broker training program. The marketing plan is advertising yourself, basically. How are you going to do that? Will it all be for free and finding those free measures, or will it be something that you do where you'll have to invest a little money and possibly a little elbow grease to get your name out there in the industry? We're going to also talk about budgeting, because you've got to pay for this stuff. So if you're coming in and you're coming from a different industry and you have a full-time job that you can pull money from to help you grow your real estate business, then you'll have that option. But what if you don't? What if you are relying on savings your first year in the business? What if you need to know where every nickel, penny, and dime is going, every dollar? Then that's the importance of you creating a budget. The new broker training program will show you how to create a real estate budget and stick to it, okay? Let's talk about time management and client management. Time management is because you don't want to find yourself, because now you have all this free time as an independent contractor, you don't want to find yourself just breezing through your day. Oh, I guess I'll go do a showing, or maybe I'll just lay in the bed until 11 or 12 o'clock. And you look up, you have a lot of those days that keep running behind one another. You're not closing any deals. You're not hustling. So we want to find and help you learn how to time block, learn how to manage your time effectively, as well as learn how to manage your clients, because you don't want to double book yourself. You don't want to forget about a client and maybe a showing, or maybe you have a listing appointment or something of that nature. Maybe you should spend Monday evenings prospecting and going through the MLS, working expired listings or those that have been taken off the market. So it's a way of you making sure that you're staying on course, which also should be helping you stay within your budget. Let's talk about setting goals. Again, that goes back to creating that business plan. What are your goals? Is your goal to be in real estate just to earn money? Or do you want to help others as well as earn a comfortable living for yourself and your family? How do you go about doing that? Because if you don't have that metric in place, that goal on a daily basis, Again, those days will run together where you're not closing any deals. And I call it the ABCs of real estate. Always be closing. If you're not doing any of that, the chances of you getting to a closing table, turning in a complete file, and earning a check from your sponsoring broker, zero. So this new broker training program will help you with that as well. Let's talk about growing your business. The new broker training program is going to show you how to develop your personal brand. Remember, I think it was a couple weeks ago or so where I was talking about your personal brand and how you want things to look uniformed. How when you come into a room or when marketing materials about you enter a mailbox or somebody's email or somebody's hand, it should have a consistent look. So let's talk about that personal brand. Let's talk about developing your niche. Maybe you work best with first-time homeowners. Maybe you work best with those that are investors or those that may want to rent properties versus buying, and you're helping them groom them into first-time homeowners. Find your niche in this industry, cultivate that niche, and then make sure that you become the expert or the subject matter expert in that area. Let's talk about that technology and social media. How do you plan to put yourself out there in 2022? When I started in real estate 20 years ago, social media was next to non-existent. Now it is prevalent. It is that one thing that you absolutely almost have to do to put your name out there, because the first thing people want to do now is Google to see who they're going to be working with or who they're going to be meeting. I use Google every day. Trust me, you want to have a social media presence. Last but not least, let's talk about, do you want to be a part of a team in real estate, or do you want to work solely as the individual? How do you want to accomplish your goals? Do you want to start out working as a part of a group to learn from others that might be more seasoned in the industry than you? Or do you prefer to say, hey, I want to be solo dolo. I want to do this by myself. I want to get all the bumps and bruises, but learn it my way and perfect it my way. It's up to you. We'll also talk about those key things in choosing a sponsoring broker, so you don't have to purchase the new broker training program after you're already in the industry. If you're in a classroom setting right now or on the path to earning your license, if you haven't even thought about getting in a career in real estate, you can purchase this new broker training program to help you make that decision. And of course, we're going to provide you with some questions that might be helpful when you're interviewing that sponsoring broker. We'll talk about the different types of agencies, because are you wanting to be more exclusive? Meaning that only you can represent the client. So let's say it's a listing. If you have an exclusive agency agreement with that seller, it does not matter who brings the buyer to the transaction. You get paid. But there are other types of agency relationships in real estate where you have to be careful, because if you're just going to be all willy-nilly and just hope somebody shows up, or if you have to work twice or 3 times or 4 times as hard to get a buyer in there, and you do all of the work and then you look up, you can't close that deal, how do you get paid? How do you close that transaction? So learning about the different types of agency will be huge, because believe it or not, in this industry, that is where we see most of the issues with newly licensed individuals. Because you guys go out here and you work so hard, you might step on the toes of another real estate broker or real estate professional, not knowing that they've already established a relationship with that seller, and that seller has an agreed upon contract with that seasoned real estate professional. And here comes my newbie just wanting to get their feet wet in the industry. And you're offering up all of these services that are already protected under a different agreement with that seller and that other broker. So you've got to be careful. Last but not least, in the new broker training program, we will talk more about your relationship to the National Association of Realtors. As a realtor member, you want to know the benefits of being a realtor and a real estate professional. So we discuss all of that plus a lot more. And guess what? Of course, it's not free because you've got to pay to learn. You've got to, you have to be in this business. It's going to take some money to make some money. But for $99 as a car member or $149 as a non-car member or the Chicago Association of Realtor member, $99 for the members, $149 for non-members. What better way to make a proper investment in yourself as a newly licensed individual or someone already in the business, but probably not doing as much business right now? Get this new broker training program. You get to work at your own pace with this course. It is not like what I did where I spent my first 2 weeks just entrenched in learning about the real estate industry and then that's it. Perhaps you want to start a little bit right now and just focus on open houses and working and learning about open houses. And then you want to kind of go out and perfect that and then come back to it and start learning about the budgets or come back to it and start learning about how to create your social media presence. Whatever you want to do with it being self-paced in this new broker training program, you can do it. It belongs to you. It's yours. But it is a great way for you to learn how to enter this real estate industry so that you can stay in this real estate industry. So that's what I want you to know, because again, I said it's time to hustle, people. It's time to go out and get it. If you're scared because you don't have much of a voice in the industry, maybe you're not feeling as confident in yourself, in your abilities, because you've done all of this reading and training and studying. Now you've got this license and you don't know what to do with it. Your next step should be purchasing this new broker training program. You'll thank me later, trust me. Okay, so I wanted to share that tidbit with you on this episode of Office Hours with Lanora before it starts to get busy out here, as well as to hopefully help you in your business. Don't forget, over at the Realtors Real Estate School, for those of you that are interested in learning about what classes we have coming up, I'll put some information above. But May 2nd, we're starting our morning only broker sessions, which is 3 mornings per week, 9 a.m. to 12:45. May 9th, we're going to start our 2-week accelerated broker in-person class. And you can join us at our downtown location, Monday through Friday for 2 weeks, 9 a.m. to 4:30. What's still in May? The residential leasing agents, May 23rd, a 2-day accelerated format, 2 days, 15 hours, 9 a.m. to 4:30. May 23rd and 24th for my residential leasing agent students. June 6th for my evening webinar broker students, June 6th, 3 nights per week, 5:30 till 9:15. And July 9th for my Saturday broker webinar students. We'll be starting another session, July 9th. It's 9 a.m. to 4:30, 10 consecutive Saturdays for the Saturday Zoom session. So there you have it. That's what I have to give. I hope that it was helpful. And I want to thank you for joining me again on this episode of Office Hours with Lanora. I hope we finally get some spring weather this weekend. So you all be safe. Enjoy your weekend. And if you have not completed your CE, remember April 30th is 10 days away. I need you to get started and get done with it prior to. And don't forget to go over to the IDFPR website. Pay your $150 renewal fee, brokers. I will talk to you all real soon. Ta-ta for now. Bye-bye.